Hey, yo, hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Deluxe Class, Soundwave, yeah. A little information about Soundwave. From what we know from the card backing, on the back of the box, the bio, Soundwave has been collecting data from Earth. He wants to learn as much as he can about the Autobots and Earth and its technology before he even bothers going out there. He stays in his satellite mode when he does this, hovering high above Earth in his heavenly charm, or at least has as much charm as Soundwave can have with his monotone. Soundwave superior, Autobots inferior. Anyways, that's about all we get from the card backing. Soundwave tends to particularly like taking information. He loves information. He likes learning new stuff. Sounds almost Brainiac-ish from the Superman animated series, but he seems to be a data collector. Which is kind of a cool take on Soundwave. It's an interesting kind of direction they would take his character, and I'm interested to see how it works into the movie. Now, that's about all we get from the card backing, but I've heard from various sources, reliable sources, that Soundwave is fiercely loyal to Megatron, as he should be, because the Soundwave, I mean, he's staying pretty loyal to his G1 counterpart, again, as most of the robots do tend to stay, at least from what we've seen so far. Now, onto the figure itself. Two things before I start. First, Soundwave is a triple changer. That's why I didn't show you his alt mode right away. He has a satellite mode, a jet mode, and his robot mode. The second thing is, with my figure at least, I don't know if this is with others, but I think it would be, because the problems do arise. They're not like just mine. I would think it would be with other figures. But it does have some quality control issues. So legs will be popping, penises will fall off, heads will be rolling, all that stuff. Just giving you a heads up. So, and lastly, I do want to mention this, is I may not transform him 100% correct in his two alt modes, because they look just too much the same. And you'll see. Here's him in his satellite mode, and it's not that much, but I have to say, I kind of do like the satellite mode. It looks very alienish, it looks very Cybertronian, it just looks kind of cool. And it looks a little bit like what an alien satellite would be. More or less what an alien satellite weapon would be, at least. So, that's basically him in the satellite mode. He does come with this missile right here, which, press the button. Of course, it's not going to work for me. There we go. Keeps on falling out all day yesterday, but doesn't work for me today. Transform him into his jet mode, and this is just from what I think it is. Take these sections and kind of turn them inward like that, and then turn this here, and just adjust them, and that is him in his jet mode. Yes, pretty impressive. Again, it's not that much different, although the jet mode kind of does look okay. It looks Cybertronian-ish. The only problem with it is it looks a lot like his satellite mode. I would be okay with either mode, the satellite or the jet, but putting both of them in there just seems kind of like you're gypping us. I mean, they're both pretty much the same modes. The wings are just different. I mean, I can put it like this and it still looks like a satellite mode. Put it like this, it does look like our jet mode, and it looks reminiscent to Megatron's jet mode, but I don't mind either alt mode. I just mind the fact that they're both pretty much the same. Now let's transform this bugger. And you can go at this various different ways. The first thing I'll do is I'll loosen up this section right here where the blue circle is. Now this will become his legs, and this is where the biggest quality control issues arise, because the legs will keep on popping out. Let's just see if they work with me here. Take them out there, and take them out there. Wow, they stayed in place! Bloody hell, isn't that amazing? Now, this is actually the back of Soundwave. This is the front. Yeah, he kind of has two heads, but ignore it. I actually like the two-head thing, but adjust the heel spurs like that. And again, this isn't rocket science. You really don't need to see it. You just adjust the heel spurs. Take his little tail section and bring it up in there, and it tucks in. Adjust the arms out like so, and you can put the blades on the hands, like so. And then just adjust the back sections here, tuck them back, and tuck this section back here. And you can adjust this however which way you want. You don't have to go officially by the instructions. I do it like so. I think it looks probably the best like that. So here's Soundwave in his robot mode. Let's just get him down like there. Make him look impressive. Now, the robot mode is a bit disappointing. I know. A bit disappointing. You're going to probably hate me for saying that. I love Soundwave to death, but I was a little disappointed with this figure. It just looks very undetailed. It could use a lot more detail to it. It could be much bigger too. It's a small figure, a very small figure. I think Soundwave would serve much better as a figure if he was a Voyager class. Now, I'm not hating on the figure. The figure does have some rewarding qualities. At some points, he does look badass. Like, the hands look kind of cool. Although, again, I wish they were a little bit more detailed. The face mold looks very nice. Definitely looks badass. The back looks pretty cool. But he looks a little stubby. He looks like he's kind of just thrown together. And honestly, I think this is going to be a case like Bone Crusher from the original movie figure line, is that he looks like a good figure, just he would be better if he was a Voyager class. Articulation. Now, Soundwave's arms can bend at the elbows like so. Well, that's his blades, but they can bend at the elbows like so, which is okay articulation. And that's about it for the arm in that section. However, it can go up a little bit on a double elbow joint, and then it can go out a bit on the shoulder joint. Not much. The head turns all the way around, a little exorcist there, and the legs can go up, bend at the knees, come down, turn around. The legs have pretty decent articulation. 2 toes, I want to say, for the feet move individually, so you can have them out like that. So he has okay articulation in the legs, and no waist articulation whatsoever. So my final verdict on this, or not my final verdict, but getting close to it, is the robot mode just could be a little bit better, and I think it should be a Voyager class figure. I said that multiple times before. Continue to take a look at this figure one more time before I get into my final judgment. Again, it's not a horrible figure. It's just mediocre at best. I think a lot of people get this figure for the reason that he is Soundwave. That's one of the reasons why I bought him, is because he's Soundwave. He's a loved figure by the fan group. He's a loved character by the fan group. And, you know, he's going to probably be great in the movie, but, I mean, a lot of people are going to get this figure just because it's Soundwave. So, one more look at the back. So, see, it looks like another head, but whatever, it happens. And the missile has no other purpose than right in this back section, unless this comes out as a gun and I just don't know it. No, not at all. It just kind of stays in there. So, anyways, with that said, 2 alt modes, putting them both together. I'm going to give the alt modes a rough 6. They're not that impressive. They're okay, but they're both the same. So it's going to get a 6 there. Transformation, things fall apart. So transformation, I'm going to give a 5. It could have been a little bit better, a little bit more detailed. Articulation is pretty good in the legs. The arms could use a little bit better, so I'll give it a good 7 in the articulation. And robot mode, I would give a 6.5. The robot mode, honestly, it looks good at some points, but again, it needs to be Voyager class. It really does, to make this figure good. So on the whole, my final verdict, the ultimate final verdict, would be, I give him a 6.5. And now I'm being a little generous, but he's an okay figure at best, mediocre figure at best, but I would not go out of my way for him. A lot of people like him, a lot of people will buy him because he's Soundwave. And you will try to convince yourself that he's great because he's Soundwave. But the second a Voyager Leader class comes out, you're going to be like, that's a lot better. It's going to be the same way as it was with Brawn. Everyone thought Brawn was an okay figure for Deluxe class, except for its few faults. And then the Leader class came out and they're like, oh, who cares about Brawn Deluxe class, mini Brawn? We want the Leader class. So yeah, you get the point. Anyways, with that said, I'm going to end the review here. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.